Evening. This another quick stream. Get a little bit more progress done on this Christmas game because time's approaching. So if I do little and often, should hopefully have it done in time for Christmas. So I've been having a quick look into how to do a few bits and pieces that I got stuck with last night. So I'm hoping I can make a bit more progress on this game. So the first thing I'm going to look at getting sorted out is this, where the snowman wraps around the screen. Because that's not what I'm wanting. I'm wanting it to just stop at the screen edge, and this star as well. At the minute that's just stuck at the bottom. I'm wanting that to go up and down. So that's what I'm going to be looking at to begin with. So let's get the event up for the snowman, which is sprite 1. What I found is there is a command that you can detect the left edge, right edge, top edge and bottom edge of the screen. So I'm hoping that if I pop that in here and change the direction when it gets to those as well as these other conditions, then that should work. So let's work out where to pop it in here. So it's going left. Subtract 16 from X. So what that does, it takes 16 from the current position and checks if it can go down. So that sort of checks for the end of platforms. So what we'll do it after that add 16. So if X is less than left edge, then what we want to do is change the direction to equal right, not plus right, equals right. And then end if. So let's see if that, when it gets to the left edge of the screen, if I've done that correctly, it should now turn and come back. So the snowman, no it doesn't. Right, now why has that not worked? So have a look at the documentation. So yeah, left edge, right edge, top edge, bottom edge is told when a sprite reaches the edge of the screen. If X is less than screen right, sprite right. So why is that not working on this sprite? Let's try adding in the Try if it equals left edge. Right, it's working with equals. Not so sure why it wasn't working when it was less than 0, well, less than the left edge, but it's working now. So we'll now add it so that if it was on that right hand platform, it'd turn back at the right hand side of the screen. So I'll just copy that because it's going to be very similar. So if x is equals right edge, change the direction to left. Right, we'll add and try running that now. So the snowman now goes left to right on that platform. Right, that's working. So next we will have a look at sorting out this star. So I think that was a sprite type 2 if I remember rightly. Yeah, I did do it on 2, so if can go up, else direction. I think I deleted some code from that, so what I'm going to do is regenerate the script for that. And then we can start from scratch with it. So everything's existing apart from sprite type 2. Nope, I've not changed anything. I thought I had, but obviously not. Just have a look at the type 1. So I can go left, sprite left, and then we don't need any of that stuff, so if I can go left, sprite left. So sprite type 2, if can go right, if can go up. So it'll be Y, and if it equals top edge, direction equals down. Y equals bottom edge. direction will be up. It'll never actually reach the bottom edge because with this level how it's set up, because it's got the ground at the bottom, but if there was a level for any reason that had an exit or no ground at the bottom, then that would stop it. So I'll leave that, I'll add that in as well. Right, let's have a look at that, see if that star's moving now. So yeah, it goes through these, we know it will because these are platforms and things can pass forward, so it doesn't come back down though because things can't pass through these from above. I'm just going to have to make a note of that when I do level design to make sure that it's always probably in a straight up to the roof or there's a solid platform above it. But for now, that's fine. Just save that where we've got to now that we've implemented those. Right, what should we do next? Maybe we need to add, what I want to do is add points when the player picks up the present and when they pop the present into the sack. So maybe we'll get that, adding the score done, and then also I think maybe add a little message that flashes on screen to say collected present, present put in sack, something like that. So that's what we'll do next. So in the game initialization, I'd commented out that. So let me just work out where I need to pop this for it to display. Let's just have a look at my mock-up and just, so level 19 it starts. This needs to be on. Actually, I've not even got the word lives on in the UI. I'd missed that out. So we'll add that in first. In the game initialization, it's back to these data lines. So it's going to be on the 4th line of these, and it's going to start halfway on. Got my reference for the different font positions, so we need to spell lives. So it's colour first and character, so it's going to be 69, the same colour again. L is 76. 69, then I is 73. V, that is 81, 82, that's 86. 69 for the colour again, and E, we've used that before for things, so that's 69, like same number as the colour. Then 69 again, and an S, we've used that before, that is 83. 69, 83, and then the colon, that was 58. So 69, 58. So to work out where I need to pop these live score now. So it's, that was line 19, so 20, 21, 22 it needs to be on. And it needs to be at this position here, so that's 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I think that's should be correct. 22, 23. So if we lives equals 3 and display that 22, 23. It's actually score we were doing originally, wasn't it? But I'll get the lives done. So let's see what that does. Hopefully it'll have the text for lives and a number 3 next to it. Right, I've got the letter wrong at the end. Live ev. Just wondering whether I need to set up this lives to actually show. So that's 1, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's the lives are now showing. And let's check what I've done wrong with that letter. Actually, it should be 83, not 86. So it's saying lives, but the lives aren't showing. Lives equals 3. Shouldn't make any difference, but I'll pop it at the very end and check that this wasn't overwriting it. No, it's not. What the live's showing. I wonder if I need to pop it in there as well. Pop it back up at the top because it made no difference. Let's try popping it in the restart screen as well. Don't want to set that every time because it might end up being something different. Yes, there we go. It needed to be in the restart screen, so it's showing us lives. It's 1 further over than it should be. So 22, 22, and the same in the restart screen, 22, 22. That's better. So what we'll do the score now, which is originally what I was doing until I realised there was no lives. So that's line 20 and it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 28 that should be it. Score 28. Oh, I've not pop it in the restart screen, have I? Right there we've got the score showing. So we'll now move on to getting the high score showing. So that's 0, 1, 2. We know that's 8. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 20, 21 for the high. Remember to pop it in the restart this time. Then that just leaves a timer to sort out, which I'll do probably another night because I'm not 100% sure how to do that. I was going to do it as a bar, but I think I may just end up doing it as numbers for now. For now, we've got the score, high score, and number of lives is all shown, and we've got the holding. The present comes up when we collect things. What we've got to do now is add to the score. So we'll give some points when we pick up the present, and we'll also give more when we don't, when we pop it in the sack. So I think there's a variable for score, you just set the value. Yeah, I don't think you need the equal sign. It looks like you just add score and then the value. So when the player collects a present, this is at this point here. They've all got to be worth the same value, so instead of doing it in these individual logics, we'll just do it here. Score 50 for picking up the present, and as far as I know, you have to update the actual visuals at this point as well, which I think you do just by putting show score. Well, let's test that out, see if the score changes now when we pick one of the presents up. So currently score of 0. Don't need to worry about that snowman at the moment because it's not got any collisions with us. Right, we've picked the present up, but the score's not changed. What have I missed out? It must be when I've put that show score, there must be something else that I need to do. Let's have a quick look through the manual and see if I can work out why that's not showing. Right, I think I need to put the at in as well. So where was the score? What was the position of that? Score was at 28. Show score. See if that works. Coming together quite nicely, this game. I'm really enjoying using this AGD. You can get it on itch if anybody wants to give it a go. It's free. You can donate, which I think I probably will do at some point because this is definitely worth it. I'm getting a lot of fun out of this. Right, well the scores disappeared now. So why is that? So in initialization it's at 28. Show score. Restart screen just shows. Does it need me to set the colour of it again? But no, I've not actually set the colour of its. To begin with, I'm just going to add the other bit of the adding score in as well. For this point here, we will add another. We'll give 100 points when you pop it in the sack. We'll just see if either of these work. Seem to flash up then for a very split second and then disappear again. So I'm going to see if it's anything to do with the colour. Player. Let's have a look at my colour reference. I think, was it 66 for red if I remember rightly? Yep, 66. Let's compress that. We'll add that down here as well. Oh yeah, we have got the score there. So it was the fact that I wasn't giving colour. Right, now that's something that we need to stop. If you see, it's looping up and up and up and up, so I've got my logic wrong somewhere. So I think we need to check if C equals 1, which means we're carrying the parcel, then we'll update the score. Then straight away after, then we set it that we're not carrying, so it should only call it once if we do it this way. And add an end if in there. So if C equals 1, do the score stuff, then we set it to 0 straight away. So that should solve the problem. So yeah, at the minute the score's not going up because we've not got a present. I did wonder when I started off why the score had gone up. Got the present, we've got the 50 points. We should get another 100. Yep, 100, we've dropped the present. Ah, I've got that. Star's actually killing me. So that's actually in a bad position because I won't be able to dodge that where that is at the moment. For now, we'll just comment that out. I am going to add the collision stuff in shortly, but I'm going to add a little timer and there's a particle effect you can do in this engine. So I'm going to do all that when the player gets killed and have a couple of second delay before it moves and respawns you. So we've got this score. What we'll do now is display a message on the screen when the players collected the parcel. So what we need to do is go to text messages. You could just do a print statement and, from what I've read, and display text that way, but with these old computers you've got such a small amount of memory that if I need to reuse these, it's better getting in the habit of popping them as a message in here, and then you can just call them like I think it's just display a message and the number of the message. So it's define messages. And then it's just a case of doing your message. So we'll have present collected. And so remember, if case, I don't think I will in this game, but in other games you could get loads of messages, so I'll just make a note of which number it is. It'll make it easier if I'm needing to quickly look them up at any point. What I'm going to do is give that a space there, so because then I can just use the same code to display them both, and hopefully it'll center them correctly if they're both the same length. Define messages, right. So what we need to do is go back into the player script, and where we collect these presents, I need to add the code in to display a message. So what we'll use one of the variables, which we'll use M, and initially I will set that to 99, and then when it's 99 we know not to execute this code. So game initialization, let m equal 99. And then in here we will set let m equals, well, for the first message it's going to be 0, so m equals 0. Now I think if I go in the main loop script, so this is what's constantly run in the game, if I do a check in here for if m doesn't equal 99, right, printing it. I know you can do double height text. Let's have a quick look how you do that. Print mode 1 apparently is bigger text. 1. What we've got to do is randomly set the colour of the text. Get random, which gets us a random number. If I pop 8 there, then it'll get us a random number between 0 and 7. Then we'll set the ink colour to this random number. And if not 100% sure where it needs displaying, so we'll just do it a bit down the screen and a little bit across. And we'll pop the message, and we'll use the variable that we've passed in because we've set it to 0 for collecting the present, so that should now show message 0. Then I saw we're doing a loop and then flashing it on and off using the loop. So we will do a little loop. We will add 1 to A, because that's a variable we've not used yet. I'm keeping a note of all these variables and what they all do just in a document so that I don't forget. If A equals 30, so we'll make it flash 30 times. Let A equals 0, so that'll stop it flashing. We'll set the message back to 99, and then that means that it won't come into this if loop again until it's set again. We'll press redraw, which will remove this from the screen, and we'll pop the text size back to normal just so it doesn't affect any of the other text anywhere in the game, the scores and things. And then end if, and end the other if. So if it doesn't equal 99, set the text taller, get a random number from 0 to 7, set the ink to that random colour, display it at 99, message the value that we've set in the other, which is 0 for this one. add 1 to A. If A equals 30, we reset everything, and then it doesn't come into this loop again until we set this M again. So let's give this a try. So hopefully something should appear on the screen when we collect this present. I will also, there'll be some sound effects going as well, which is something that I'll add in later. So present collected. That's probably about the right position for it. Actually, I think I may pop it up on the top row. So that's in main loop. Yeah, I'm going to pop it at the top. So that'll be 0, 9. What we'll do, we'll add it in to do the other message. So let M equal 0 there, and down here so we just need it to happen once. If we're carrying something, message equals 1. So we should now get a message when we collect the present and one when we pop it in the sack. So off we go. Present collected. Present in sack. I think it probably needs to be maybe at 8 because it's a little bit to the right looking at that then. So we'll set it to 0, 8. Got to add comments to all these so that I remember what I've done, but for now I won't do that because it's not the most interesting thing to watch. So that's a message when you collect things. We've got the scores going up and down. Got lives displaying. Right, so what we'll do, we'll add in the def stuff. So what I'm going to need to do, I'm going to set a timer when the player comes into contact with something deadly. So first of all, in the main loop, I need to set up a loop that counts when a number's greater than 0 down to 0. So we'll use variable k, I think, for kill, because I've not used that yet. If I just check. Nope, so we're in the main loop. If k greater than 0, because we'll set this when the player comes into contact with a deadly to 50, and then I think it's 25 frames a second it runs at this, so that'll take 2 seconds. Subtract 1 from k. K equals 0. We'll then do the kill. So instead of calling kill directly from the script where the players actually hit something, we'll set this value k, it'll count down, and then when it gets to 0 it'll call this kill function. So we'll go into sprite type 1. Right, I have no idea what that was at, what this is actually doing in here. because this has added this in automatically. I think what it's doing, it's deducting one from E, which I presume is probably the energy, and then killing the player after that. So what we will do is collision player, will set that K to 50. Then we'll get a reference to the other sprite, which in this case will be the player, and we'll remove the player. Doing that because we're not killing them straight away, we're waiting, so we don't want the players just stuck there on screen for 2 seconds with an explosion. We need to remove it first. And then end sprite gives control back to this script, to this sprite. And explode. I think it's the amount of particles it does, so we'll go with 40, see what that looks like. So I think now if the player hits the snowman, we should die and then respawn at the beginning of the level. Hey Sticks, you alright? Have you got your own bot running, or is it Streamlabs? Not 100% sure. I have got I've got no Streamlabs on. I'm using Stream, the other one. Is it Stream Elements, which I've got in the background just for the follow alerts, but yeah, Stream Elements. So I think I've got the bot running, because it does come up in the chat that when I've gone live, so from Stream Elements. So as far as I know, yeah, that's the one I've got. I'm a bit of a novice with it, really. I don't really know what I'm doing most of the time with the streaming stuff. So now when we hit this snowman, we should die and have a little particle effect. The particles go screen wrap, which is a little bit weird, but that's very weird where they go out of the screen. I'll have to look into if there's a way to restrict particles to the screen, but we've got that working. What have you been up to, Sticks? You've been watching Dunny? Still watching Dunny? I presume you're probably multitasking. Is your little one okay after the illness and having to stop your stream earlier? So let's just check. I lost lives, didn't I, when? Just check whether the lives updated down here that I'd added earlier when we die now. We're playing some games with the kids, then jumped on to you and Dunny. I shall be fine. Ah, that's good. Yeah, we're going to play Hollow Knight, because I got into that last night, but I thought I'd looked up a few bits for this game, so I thought I'll just do a short stream to do what I know how to do, and then I'll probably play Hollow Knight in a bit. Right, so the lives aren't updating, and for some reason we've lost all our text. It'll be setting it black again like it was doing with the score. So I think I'm going to have to set the colour everywhere as well. So the restart screen we will set colour to 66, which is red on black. We'll do that for the lives. The high score. And am I deducting from the lives when we kill the player? One from lives. Right, was it 22.8 where I'm displaying those? I don't think it was. 22.22. I found a new game engine earlier that I think I might give a try next. I mentioned it to Dunny earlier. I'll just see if I can find it and show you. Might be of interest to you for dinosaurs on tiny bikes. Where are we? Game Boy Studio. So you could actually make a Game Boy game pretty much without coding. That'll run on emulators and original hardware if you have a flash card in it. So that might be an early next year little streaming project for a few weeks, making a Game Boy game. Also want to give Pico 8 a go at some point as well. I'm just procrastinating so I don't work on a main project if I do loads of little ones. Right, so the score, everything's in red. Right, the player dies. The lives have gone to 2. And everything's still displaying correctly colour-wise. Bit of pain, I need to remember that whenever you change the colour, it then changes everything subsequently that's printed, so... Do you think you'd have stuck playing Cuphead as much if you'd not been streaming it? Because it seems to get very frustrating. So that's the player def. We'll add the same logic into the star that we've put in the snowman, so they both affect the player in the same way. That's pretty much getting to where I wanted to get tonight with this, so I'm just going to add in a couple more sort of cosmetic bits that I wanted in. I'd put in my mock-up some these baubles, so I'll just go add those in, and I'll draw this icicle, which when the player touches that, that'll kill them as well. We'll do that next. Really enjoying it, finding it hard not to pick it up off stream. Yeah, it does look really good. I say I got it earlier. I've not installed it yet because I want to play some of the games I've had for a while, so that's why I started Hollow Knight, because I really want to try and finish that. So then I won't mind. I've still got Dead Cells that I really want to play a lot more than I have. could do some time off work. It's mega frustrating, but in a one more go way. Yeah, it looks like that, and the art's just beautiful on it. Then Epic are giving us a load more free games, aren't they, from this week? I think they'll be doing that mystery ones every day or whatever for a couple of weeks. So that'll be a load more games that I'll have to find time to play. Right, so blocks. I'll have to draw all of these just for each colour. I won't be able to change the colour like I did in the UI. So we'll have a string for the bauble to hang on. Actually, we don't want to do it on that one because that's the empty block at the beginning. That can just be an empty block because these aren't going to have any effect on the player whatsoever. They're purely for decoration. So we'll have a yellow one of those. And what was it to copy again? M to copy, K to paste. So we'll just copy that. And we'll add a new one in. Make that colour. Add another one in. We'll have a red and XK. Means we can use those in the level now, and then we'll add the icicle in. And we'll turn that into a deadly block. Save where we're up to. Quite a bit of work and I don't want to lose it. Now the screens. Just add one of these in here. And then this script is getting quite long. It's already got this deadly logic in there, so I think all I have to do is copy in the logic I did for the sprites for the deaths. It's quite straightforward, this engine, once you get used to it. So I think that should now kill me if I jump into this block. Yeah, it's killing me, but it's not removing the player. Why was that? Because it, yeah, I know. Before it was in the script of the enemy, so it was swapping to the other and removing it. But there isn't another sprite, so that's why that wasn't working, I think. Try again. Yep, there we go. Don't know why all the sprites have gone yellow though, but then we'll go back to the menu and we can start again. Scores and everything reset to 0. Right. I think that's probably it for tonight. Let's have a look. Check I've done everything that I wanted to. Yep. So I'll call that it for tonight. It's just been another short stream. I'm just going to keep doing these short ones probably each night or in the day now. Christmas holidays are here and just get this game done before Christmas. I'm needing to research stuff each time between streams, so otherwise it'd just be a case of me sat here reading a manual and not doing anything. So we will look to raid somebody, so I think it'll be Dunny again. So thanks for stopping by, Sticks, and anyone else that's been lurking. And we'll go see how Dunny's getting on with Tomb Raider 2.